Right now at noon, the recovery effort resumes as the investigation ramps up into what caused a deadly mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. Plus, Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice recusing himself from the upcoming Act 10 challenge, the reason behind his decision. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. I'm Josh Spreiter. Right now, federal investigators are reviewing two flight recorders, the so-called black boxes, to try to figure out what caused the collision between an American Airlines passenger jet and a military helicopter near the nation's capital. CBS's Natalie Brand is at Reagan National Airport.
Heavy equipment is expected to be brought in to lift the wreckage of American Airlines Flight 5342 and the military helicopter from the Potomac River as investigators search for answers.
We'll look at the aircraft, we will look at the helicopter, we will look at the environment in which they were operating.
The National Transportation Safety Board says it's analyzing the plane's two black boxes, which were recovered from the water Thursday night.
They are a critical part of almost any investigation. They give us a lot of data points. They can tell us about communications that we may not know about.
At the time of the crash, both aircraft were flying at about 400 feet, according to data from FlightAware and Flight Radar 24. Military helicopters are supposed to stay below 200 feet in the area. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth addressed the issue on Fox News.
Someone was at the wrong altitude. The investigation will help us understand that. Was the Black Hawk too high? Was it on course? Right now, we don't quite know.
CBS News has also confirmed the same air traffic control worker managing helicopter traffic was also handling some planes taking off and landing around the time of the collision. Sources say those tasks are usually handled by two different people at that time of day.
It is not uncommon for us to routinely combine positions, decombine positions.
Nick Daniels, the president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, tells CBS News the number of air traffic controllers is dependent on the workload.
Quite often, if we don't have enough people, we begin reducing how many aircraft that we can efficiently move and safely move through the airspace.
According to CBS News data team analysis, reports of near mid-air collisions at the nation's airports are on the rise. At Reagan National Airport, at least 9 near mid-air collisions have been reported over the last 20 years. Natalie Brand, Arlington, Virginia.
The NTSB says it expects to release a preliminary report on the crash in 30 days. Now to an update on a deadly crash in Dodge County. The driver who caused the incident is now facing several charges, including homicide. According to the Dodge County Sheriff's Office, 32-year-old Hector Jared Toscana Perez allegedly took a company vehicle without permission and drove it under the influence and without a valid driver's license. Perez then failed to stop at a stop sign and struck another vehicle. 30-year-old Mateus Roblero Amano was the passenger with Perez. He died at the scene. 2 people in the other vehicle suffered significant injuries, while 3 children also suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The sheriff's office also says Perez has no legal status in the U.S. Interviews with the company Perez worked for also revealed that the company knew both Perez and the crash victim were not legal residents of the U.S. The sheriff's office says it will be working with ICE to process deportation. To the Wisconsin Supreme Court, conservative Justice Brian Hagedorn says he is recusing himself from the landmark Act 10 case. The court is expected to hear that case later this year. It will decide the future of the 2011 law, which eliminated many collective bargaining rights from public sector unions in Wisconsin. The law was a major achievement of the former Republican governor Scott Walker. During that time, Hagedorn was Walker's chief legal counsel, and he also helped defend the law in court. This recusal gives liberals a 4-2 majority on the case. Republican lawmakers are now calling on another liberal justice, Janet Protasewicz, to recuse herself on the case too. Happening tomorrow, the Democratic National Committee will vote on its next party chair. It's the culmination of the DNC's 3-day winter meetings. Wisconsin Democratic Party Chair Ben Wickler is among the front runners, as well as his Minnesota counterpart Ken Martin. The party will also vote on other key officers within the organization. The DNC says it will stream the vote on their Facebook page. The DeForest Village Board held a second public listening session to discuss whether or not they will be continue adding fluoride to drinking water. Both the CDC and Wisconsin Department of Health Services back its use in drinking water. The mineral has been shown to reduce tooth decay, but some board members are citing an opinion piece by the Washington Post and a ruling by a California judge against the EPA that says keeping fluoride in the water is not safe.
We should have the choice to drink pure, clean water and then to supplement if necessary.
This isn't a hard decision. The fluoridation of water is one of the top 10 public health breakthroughs of the 20th century.
Board members say the village can save money by not having to buy fluoride or replace aging equipment needed to add the mineral. Last month, the village's Public Services Committee voted in favor of removal. Well, temperature is a little cooler today, but still pretty nice outside. First Warn meteorologist Blaze Keller is out on the weather patio with your certified most accurate forecast. Hi, Blaze.
Hello. Yeah, not as warm as yesterday. You know, some of us, if not a lot of us across southern Wisconsin, set new daily high temperature records for yesterday's date. We were in the 50s and low 60s. Now we're into the upper 30s to low 40s. Winds are out of the northeast and a little bit breezy. So not only does it feel slightly cooler, but it is as well. So we got a bit of a wind chill out there as well. But we're still near the mid 40s in Black River Falls, up there in Camp Douglas, 41 in Madison, 39 in Janesville, as well as in Monroe. That's because we have a little bit more cloud cover, and that's going to chip away as we go throughout the rest of your afternoon. We are expecting more sunshine by the afternoon, especially for southeastern parts of Wisconsin. Everybody else pretty much is sitting underneath clear to mostly clear conditions right now. A few degrees cooler than the same time yesterday. Again, not expecting any 50s today, but we will certainly have the chance on Sunday. But we're going to talk a little bit about that in the full forecast. Here's a look at what we can expect for your Friday. We're ending the work week underneath those quiet conditions. We are going to track out, as I mentioned, another chance for some upper 40s, if not the low 50s on Sunday, but we are also tracking an increased chance for snow, which is some good news because it has been a very lackluster month when it comes to snow this year so far. So we're going to track all that out in the full forecast.
From 50s to snow, we got it all. All right, Blaze, thank you. Right now, applications are open for the City of Madison's 2025 Arts Grants. There are 3 types of grants that artists can apply for. The first is Project Grants, which provides up to $5,000 for education programs, exhibits, and performances. Legacy Grants are up to $1,500 and support organizations that have received Madison Arts Commission funding for 3 out of the last 6 years. And individual fellowships. Artists can get up to $2,000 to advance their practice. Those applications are due by March 1st. Still ahead for us on a Friday afternoon, how the U.S. economy ended last year on a high note. Plus, the Trump administration files its first antitrust suit. We'll tell you what it's impacting.
The U.S. economy ended last year on a high note. The latest Commerce Department data shows that the gross domestic product grew a solid 2.3% from October through December 2024, driven in large part by increased consumer spending. For the full year, the economy grew 2.8% compared to 2.9% in 2023. The new Trump administration has filed its first antitrust suit. The Justice Department is suing to block Hewlett-Packard Enterprise's $14 billion acquisition of Juniper Networks, arguing that a merger between the 2 tech companies would reduce competition and innovation and raise prices. The companies released a joint statement saying they strongly oppose the DOJ suit. They argue the deal would give customers greater competition and choice as they work to build a modern, secure network built with AI and for AI. And Greater Goods is recalling more than 300,000 of its digital kitchen scales. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the product's coin batteries do not meet child resistance regulations, which means children could access and ingest them, posing a risk of injury or even death. Owners of the scales are urged to place them out of the reach of children and to contact the company for free replacement parts. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Carissa Lawson.
Here's a look at the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is up 21 points, NASDAQ up 250, and the S&P 500 up right now 43. Our call for action volunteers are in the building today, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. We'll take a look at the egg numbers just ahead, plus Blaze returns with the First Warn forecast, then later on live at 4, what the Madison community is doing in the face of increasing anti-Semitism around the world. Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn this afternoon, so here are your farm numbers. The 67th Annual Grammy Awards is set to take place Sunday in Los Angeles. This year's show has high-profile contests featuring some of the biggest names in music. Here's CBS's Donnie Backus.
It's set to be a showdown at music's biggest night.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold'em.
The Queen Bee, Beyonce, leads with 11 nominations, though she holds the record for most Grammys won by any artist. Sunday, for the 5th time, she'll compete for a Grammy she's never won, Album of the Year.
I mean, we say every year this could be the year for Beyonce.
Jim Aswad is Variety's executive music editor.
For a record like this to win, I almost feel like it would be more on the merits of Beyonce deserving it and who Beyonce is as an artist.
To win, she'll have to beat fellow Grammy history maker Taylor Swift, plus other top nominated artists like Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, and Chappell Roan.
I think Charlie XCX is going to get a lot of awards. She may not get some of the top ones. We've been saying around the office it's possible that Chappell Roan could sweep. You know, she has that level of popularity and cultural influence.
The Grammy Award show is hitting a different note this year. In light of the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles, the show will honor first responders and raise money for wildfire relief efforts.
And really try and make this night for good. Raise money, which we're going to do for 3 local causes. Celebrate these firefighters and make sure that they are seen as the true heroes in the room rather than the musical heroes that are sat on the tables.
Executive producer Ben Winston says we can expect non-stop musical performances, including special tributes featuring Cynthia Erivo, Chris Martin, John Legend, and Sheryl Crow.
And then we've got a few big surprises of some megastars that are going to be performing that I'm really excited about.
Benson Boone, Shakira, and Teddy Swims are just a few of the other artists scheduled to perform. Trevor Noah returns as the host. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Grammys air this Sunday on CBS, also streaming on Paramount Plus starting at 7 o'clock. Well, we could see some more record-breaking temps this weekend. Meteorologist Blaze Keller has the first warn forecast. It's nice to see some mild weather here, Blaze.
Yeah, we are definitely dealing with some mild weather here, but I think it is going to be coming to an end as we go further into February. So if you don't like the cold, enjoy the warmth while it's here. It's going to be sunny as we look to end our work week. It was a very warm Thursday. It's not going to be too bad of a Friday. Over the weekend, we stay mild, especially Sunday. And then as we go into next week and beyond, it looks like we're going to ease back into more seasonal temperatures. So we've got a high pressure system moving in out of Canada that is going to keep us on the quieter side throughout the rest of our day today. On the back side of it, clouds are going to increase as we go throughout your Saturday as our next low pressure system moves on in out of the Dakotas, bringing us that chance for a wintry mix overnight into the start of Sunday. And then as we go throughout Sunday, that low pressure system moves on, making way for the next one, which will likely bring us more chances for snow, especially across central and northern parts of Wisconsin into Monday. So let's take it in closer to home and really talk about this rain-snow mix on Saturday into Sunday. We are going to watch as clouds increase as we go all throughout your Saturday, but I think the real wintry mess holds off until overnight into early Sunday. Now, Sunday is expected to be mild, but we really want this cloud cover to be out of here well before Future Track is clearing it out by about 5, 6 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. We want this to happen at about 10, if not 11 o'clock at the latest on Sunday to ease into those upper 40s to low 50s. We'll have the south-southwesterly wind, so we'll have that little bit of warmth, but we really need that cloud cover to move on out of here sooner rather than later because we do a lot of our heating during the late morning into the early afternoon. And if we have that cloud cover, it's going to really slow that down. And then as we look into Monday, that's when we could see some flurries, but more of that snow chance further north of Dane County, at least for now, north of the Dells, I would say, Camp Douglas, Black River Falls, Watoma, you're going to have that best chance for snow as we go into Monday. So that rain-snow mix Saturday night into Sunday, we put this on Facebook just a few minutes ago. Doesn't look too impressive across a lot of southern Wisconsin, but along the Lake Michigan shoreline, maybe a quarter to a half an inch of snow. We really needed a lot of snow this month. I don't think I have to remind you guys just how little snow we did see. We only picked up 1.9 inches of snow in the Madison area. We usually pick up about 14 inches of snow throughout the month. That means that at 1.9, this is the 5th least snowiest January on record for the Madison area when you're looking at total accumulation. I believe at 1.9 we join a few more years, but obviously this is hurting not only local ski places, snowmobiling, as well as winter crops and folks who rely on that snow to make money during January for snow removal. But we're not the only ones suffering. A lot of Wisconsin is. If you're looking at the total state in terms of how much snow we haven't seen or missed out on, some folks are missing out on over a foot of snow up there in northern Wisconsin along the Lake Michigan shoreline as well, up to 10 to 15 inches of missing snow. Most of our coverage area is missing anywhere between 5 to 10 inches of snow. But there is some good news as we look long range. Both our long range models do want to bring a couple inches of snow back to central and southern Wisconsin. Depending on which model you kind of trust. One of it has a lot more snow further north, the other has a lot more snow further south. So we'll take it day by day. With the cooler air coming on in, I think we do have a better chance to see snow versus a wintry mix or even rain. So it is going to be a quiet day today, and then that wintry mess over the weekend, and then we ease into more seasonal temperatures by next week.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Howard is in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen preparing a stew with a twist.
This is the time of year when we need a cozy warm-me-up stew more than ever. That's why I'm sharing a hearty chicken version with you rather than a traditional beef one. So what do you say we stop talking and start cooking? We start by placing a whole chicken that we've cut into eighths into a soup pot, along with some potatoes that we've quartered, a chopped onion, a good amount of water, a can each of tomatoes, and creamed corn, a bit of rice, and a few spices. After we bring everything to a boil, we let it simmer until the chicken is almost fall apart tender. Then we slowly stir in a bit of heavy cream and a handful of fresh spinach, and in minutes, it's done. It's so easy, you might feel a little guilty when you're getting all those rave reviews. And whether you serve this from the pot or put out a big bowl of it, get ready for some good eating and dunking. Between the tender chicken, the hearty veggies, and the rich sauce, this dish will warm you up through and through. To get the recipe for what we call our wintry chicken stew, check out our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a comfy, cozy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
When we come back at noon, the George Vitense Golf Academy on how to improve your golf game. If you're looking to better your golf game, the George Vitense Golf Academy is helping you lower your score. Here's Joel Weitz with this week's advice.
Today, I'm going to demonstrate how using a golf mat can be so effective in improving your golf swing. Let's talk about sound. I should not hear just this clanking of the golf ball without any sound of the light scraping of the golf mat. I should not hear this thud before I hit the golf ball. Now, regarding feel, the mats are an excellent tool to evaluate the quality of your golf shot. If I hear this thud first, that tells me a couple things. I hit behind the ball, and when I hear that loud thud like that, that wasn't a very good circular type swing where I want to feel light scraping of the ground. Another one that you'll feel is a lot of vibration if you're not making nice contact with that golf ball. What you should feel is a nice, smooth scraping of the ground and hear that sound of the contact of the golf mat and the ball at the same time. On the golf range, think about that mat as another tool in your golf bag that can help you with your practice. I'm Joel Weitz, PGA professional. Improve your play the fundamental way.
Here's Blaze with your final forecast.
And we are ending the work week in the 40s with more sunshine as the day goes on. I mean, take a look at those temperatures. We were in the 50s and 60s yesterday. We are normally in the upper 20s. So for folks who like the mild air, these 40s are, you know what, we'll take them. There is a look at your forecast. Staying mild through the weekend with a rain-snow mix chance next week.
Thanks for joining.